this is A. Renee from Journal Jot and Jive. Thank you all for stopping by my channel. If this is your first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so every time I post, you are in the know. All right, guys, today is Friday. It is December 28th. We got a couple of days left in this year. And I thought I would come through and show you a little bit of a journal type video. Now, this will not be a journal with me per se. It'll be a little bit of a flip. And I'm going to show you how you can add a weekly recap moment inside of your planner and or your journal. Whatever you are comfortable with, that will work. I also pulled out my 2017 journal to show you how I did this same concept inside of my journal. So yesterday on Instagram, I went live and I showed ladies and gentlemen, if they were on there, how to create a weekly recap sheet. Okay, so weekly recap sheets work very well in my life because it's a way that I assess what's working, what's not, and what can continue. So the concept that I have is to treat it like it is a traffic light. Y'all keep hearing my voice probably go in and out. I'm trying to make sure that I am in frame. So I think I am. Okay. So let me take that so that doesn't distract you too much. So this is a weekly recap. What I do, and it doesn't have to be all fancy, but I like to see colorful things on my journal pages, in my planner, everywhere. That's just kind of how I function. And what I did was I wrote weekly recap. I put the week that it's for, and then I prompted myself with 3 questions, 3 small questions that does not have to be super long. The first question is going to be your red light. It's going to stop you in the motion, and it's going to make you reflect on what did not work this week. Now, that can apply to your work life. If you've been following me for a little bit, you know we do journal prompts for the finances, for work week, self-care, however you want to do it. It can apply to these areas. Then you want to go to the yellow section. Something may be working, but it may need a little bit of tweaking. So that's going to be your yellow light or your yellow section in your reflection. Then you're going to have the green. This is working. I can keep going. I really don't need to adjust. I need to make sure that I keep this a part of my routine of whatever that I'm reflecting on. So that is how that will happen. So I just set it up pretty simple on here. I did a little faux block letters. What I did with that was I used a broad tip marker. Then I traced around it and I added a little shadowing behind it. Put a couple of stickers and boom, we good. Your journal entry does not have to be super complex. Like I said, prompt yourself, ask yourself what's working, what can be adjusted, and what's not. And that's going to give you measurement for how to improve and accomplish your goals. So that's that. I'm going to move this to the side. This journal actually is a 2017 journal. It is disc bound. This is an ARC notebook. I journal in pretty much anything. If I can get my hands on some paper, it's going to happen. What I do in the front of all of my journals, I will write Dear A. Renee, and I will write some kind of concept to motivate myself. This concept right here I came out with when I started teaching and posting about journal moments online. And it just says journal the great, the good, and the not so good. This is pretty much the same thing right here. This is the not so good. This can pretty much kind of be good, and this is the great. So it's just another way to show you. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a brief flip through of this journal, and I'm going to show you a couple of other ways that I did the weekly recaps in here. I did not mark them off, so I don't know. Hopefully y'all don't run into anything crazy in here. I'm going to try to be a little as discreet as possible. I will show you this. In 2017, my word was evolve, and this was kind of like my goal vision board full of words. I then later broke it down in other areas, and that's what I did. I went back later and checked off some of the things that worked, and then I left some of the stuff blank that did not work. This was my goal growers. These are little plant boxes. I will actually be doing this again in 2019 on one of my goal boards. So I just put the topics, and in other areas I wrote and reflected on that. So I really want to, see, that came out, y'all. That's how much, I go back and kind of flip through some things. That's like a pen test. I like to test out my paper to see what works. And this was something that I did on a page. It says, stop comparing yourself to your peers. Work on a better you. So this can apply to anybody. If it's something you want to do in life, just make sure you go ahead and do it, and don't measure yourself by others. Sometimes you do have to look at people in reference to see is something working, but don't compare yourself, y'all. It'll mess you up all day long. Okay, so let's see. And these are just different ways that I journal with cardstock, layering. And on my Instagram page, that's the page where I do a lot of journal prompts. So this book was from 2017 when I was posting prompts on Journal Jot and Job on Instagram. So I'm trying to find y'all a page. And again, I should have flagged it, but we just gonna live in the moment. And I know I'm turning a little crazy because, again, I don't know everything that's on here. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so we do have right here where I did I believe this is a daily recap. It may be a weekly recap, daily recap, I don't know, but it's a recap, okay? So then we have where I did some journal prompts. So this is actually a whole year ago, somewhere in December. All right, and then I did a little faux drawing. I messed up, so I tried to make it look like something else, and then I wrote a little message. And then I like to put hello pages per month as a divider. This is last year with my mom. I just printed that out on regular paper because I couldn't find my printer paper. I mean, not my printer, my photo paper. All right. This was a little bit of watercolor added on there. And let's see. Oh, this is another recap. So this recap is a little bit different. It's not broken down in that block. I pretty much wrote whatever I was going to write, and then I did a meter. Was it great, good, or not so good? I was a little bit in between that right there. Then we have a couple of more prompts. Just some little doodling here and there, some washi tape. And then this was a phase I went through, y'all, when I was like, I don't want to waste washi tape. So anytime I tore washi tape off, I would just stick it. That was short-lived, though. We have some more prompts. This was a prompt, I forgive. I drew a heart, and it was mending with the needle. Never finished that prompt. Let's see. Oh, sorry, y'all. I hit my light. It is touch sensitive. And this was some other things. This was accomplishment list, like things that I accomplished in 2017. Priorities. This was another recap right here. And so this recap is a little different. I just had it in different sections all over. It wasn't like placed all neat. Again, it just depends on what I'm feeling at that time. These were more journal prompts. This was another recap. This was just some layered paper. Stuff was written however it was going to be written. This is when I had insomnia. I was practicing lettering because clearly I couldn't sleep. And let's see. This was a self-care week that we did on the page. That was some prompts. And I believe and I also do sometimes a midweek brain dump to see where I am. So again, you can do recaps. This was a weekly recap. That was a real short. Oh, that was a midweek recap. I was about to say that was a short week. But yeah, guys, so this is different ways that I journal. And you have recaps in here. Sometimes they're daily caps. So it just depends. This piece of paper from that. And then here was another weekly recap. So again, I recap different ways just to keep my journal moments fun for myself. And you can do what works for you. And here's another recap. And then that's, what week was this, y'all? Oh, so this was actually rolling into, no, this is still 2017. What happened with this was I shifted all of these pages over. I think I took some rings off of another one because I'm like, well, why is February in the back? But anyway, this is all 2017 out of order because this is March. So this was like a cover page that I did for March. My ink smeared, just too much going on. All right, so yeah, that's that, guys. Just wanted to kind of show you that flip through. And again, if you have a little bit of time today, go ahead and create a weekly recap, reflect on your week, see what worked, and that's actually a journal moment inside of your planner. So again, tell me what you thought about this video. Do you do weekly recaps? What do you like about them? I actually do weekly recaps, monthly recaps, and quarterly recaps. So I just kind of like to see measurements in different areas. So again, thank you all for stopping by my channel. If you like this video, you know the routine. Go ahead and subscribe because you don't want to miss anything else. Until next time.